All right, your underlying or the overall here is the Magician. You are coming into this with the Eight of Cups. They are showing Temperance. Where you meet in terms of the relationship, you are showing the Four of Cups. They are showing the Hermit. What that means later, you are showing Justice. They're showing the Four of Wands. And then coming out, you have the Empress, the Seven of Cups, and then you have the Ace of Cups, R8. I think that a lot of you are dealing with a person here who may be trying to make things right with you and wanting to create some kind of stability within the relationship, whether that's moving in together or, starting to build your lives together, whatever the case may be. But I think that a lot of you are kind of like looking at this like you just don't see how it's possible, because I have to wonder if you're not dealing with a person here who just can't get their act together. It's like something can definitely manifest, right? It's definitely with the Magician about somebody who's wanting to make something happen here. But with the Seven of Cups being in between the two of you, I think that, there's definitely that possibility. But I think that the person that you're dealing with is the one that's having issues here. I think that you're looking at it like, that's great and all, I can see it happening, but is it actually going to manifest? But the Ace of Cups coming out, I have to wonder if they're not really trying their hardest here to have a new start with you. So you come into this with the Eight of Cups, which immediately says that at some point in the past, you have either moved on from this or you have thought about moving on from this relationship or this person, because you're talking about all the things that you've invested into this and didn't get out of it. Then with Temperance, they are needing to seriously find some balance here. So it makes me wonder if you weren't dealing with a person here who just was constantly getting caught up in other temptations, So I think that the reason why the Devil isn't showing up in that place is because they're really trying to get their shit together. But clearly that at some point in the past, they needed to really get themselves back into balance. I don't think that they're, waiting on anything here. I think that this is really about them needing to get their act together. Now, looking at the Four of Cups and the Hermit, I think that for you, on an emotional level, what you've experienced with this person just is not good enough for you. But I also think that there's a part of you that may be numb emotionally when it comes to this relationship, especially if they have taken a distance from you with the Hermit. So then my question immediately becomes, how long has it been since the last time you actually had contact with them? Because you're talking about somebody who's kind of like doing things on their own or going their own way, but they're definitely going through some major changes in their own life where they're trying to figure their shit out for real. Now, with you moving into a place of justice, I think that the only reason why justice is there for you is because you're really looking at it on whether or not this is the right thing for you to do or to get involved with again. But I think that the reason why it's happening is because this person is wanting to communicate with you again. It's like they're wanting to have this new beginning. They think that they have what it takes to make something happen. But I think you're used to this person kind of like flip-flopping. It's almost like wishy-washy. They think they know what they want. But do they ever actually act on it? But with the Ace of Cups being there, it's still very much a possibility. But the problem is have we exhausted this? Because for you, you kind of come into this going, I've put in enough toward this and I just don't get what I want. So what makes this any different than what you've seen before involving this person? But I look at the Empress and think that there is a part of you that like, you almost, a lot of times when the Empress shows up, especially when another person is going through these issues that they need to get their shit together or get their life in balance, there's always like this part of a person that feels like, I can help them, I can help fix this, But then I also look at that and think that for a lot of you, you've been very caring and nurturing. You haven't been mean, you haven't been brutal. But this could also be one of those relationships where, there are kids involved, possibly, right? Pregnancy comes up with her. And wanting to have a new beginning, but is it realistic? Is this person being realistic? Do they really have what is necessary to create this? Or have we completely exhausted it? For them, this may be, whether you're dealing with male or female, If we're talking about a new opportunity and them wanting to show you that they are being realistic about this and that they want to start to see some growth, I think that they're trying to show you that they're willing to, act on this, having, the passion and the drive to make something happen. Clearly, they feel like they have the ability to. Now, if this is the way that they're looking at you, this is where, we're talking about you kind of like, I don't want to say putting up a mask, but putting up a part of yourself that's showing, look, I could if I wanted to, but I also need to think about myself and what is right for me, especially if you've invested a lot into this and it just didn't give you what you needed. And then you have the 9 of Cups. I really think that this is a realistic possibility for some of you to have a new beginning with a person that, there's been a lot of difficulty with. And I have to wonder how many times, you've kind of gone through this breakup, get back together type of situation. Now, for some of you, it may not have been a bunch of different times. It could have just been, this one time where we're like, I have to move on from this if this person doesn't get their shit together. But there's definitely no contact happening. And that's as of right now. But this very much looks like somebody who's trying to make something right and they want to have a new beginning. The 2 of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles, the only reason why there's that part of you that wants to continue, giving and wanting to be caring and understanding towards this person is because clearly there's the connection there with the 2 of Cups, right? We're understanding each other, sharing emotions here. And I think that you may be being a little bit more compassionate. But that's because, they may be showing the Ace of Cups, but there is also the realistic backing on it that this can grow, right? And that could be because, the emotions are being restored for this person once they get their act together. But like I said, coming into, the 3 of Pentacles with the Queen of Wands, you could do it if you wanted to. You could work with this person. We could work together and make this happen. And I think that you are willing to. But, they may be really dependent on you to help them kind of like get this situation going, right? Because we can't fantasize about what could be. We need to actually make it happen. But I also think that there is a part of you that probably questions that on whether or not they're being realistic. But I think that they're really trying to show it. And I think that there's at least some happiness here because this is what you want. You want to have a realistic relationship with them. You want to see where things go. Right? So there's a point here where they've learned, definitely with the Page of Pentacles, from, what they have done in the past and how they've acted in this relationship and other relationships. And they're taking that information here and wanting to build something new. And it does create kind of like this happiness for you and that it is what you want. But we need to be realistic about it. And I think that this person is trying to. I want to say that they're trying to. But I really think that you're going to be the one that kind of, oh my God, if I could talk. You're going to be the one here that gets things going for them, right? But it's not bad. I look at the 7 of Cups though, and I think, if there's going to be any kind of communication about starting this relationship over, you need to make sure that they've actually like learned something about what they want from you, what they want from the relationship, and there definitely needs to be some effort being put forth on their side. And I think that that's what we need to communicate about before anything can actually happen with that Ace of Cups and Ace of Pentacles, but it's not bad. So obviously right off the bat, I mean, with the 8 of Pentacles, it would make sense that there are, issues with the career that you may be more focused on rather than being a part of a relationship. And I think that for a lot of you, you may actually be dealing with a person that could be involved with, your workplace, right? So like workplace romance or somebody who's trying to get your attention in terms of work. Now with the 8 of Pentacles, again, we're talking about somebody who's more focused on their career. They don't want to play around. But I think that the reason why you're trying to, take your attention away from this person is because they may be in a situation here where they're not happy with their current relationship, right? Because the 10 of Cups is one of those things where one person thinks everything's okay, but the other person's like, yeah, not really, and I'm stepping out. And it looks like this person is like literally trying to get your attention, but you know better, and that's the thing. Now, with the 9 of Pentacles, though, this person is like really putting on their try hard pants. It's the best way for me to put it. They want to keep the connection with you, even if this is not a relationship. That is the Nine of Pentacles. Okay. And with the Chariot, they want to like get you to get this relationship going, but you know, you're just not interested in it. Now, with the Tower, I look at that and I think that I don't necessarily feel like anything is actually happening here. Now, for some of you, absolutely, you could get caught up in a relationship here with somebody who you know is involved somewhere else, and that's why we're looking at the Tower. Now, on the other hand, no. This just could be like somebody who is constantly getting jealous. That could be the other person that's involved here, because I do feel like there's a third person in this situation. I think that you know about it. And I think that this is definitely going to be something that causes problems. But when you're looking at death, you're talking about something that is definitely done and over with, right? Now, if you do get involved with this person, it may be one of those situations where the relationship changes so much that you just can't continue it. That, or we're talking about how they are not taking care of situations that they need to deal with here, and it's definitely done and over with. Yeah, they're like, when you look at the Six of Swords, this is about somebody who is trying to bridge the distance between, you know, you and this person. My God, if I could talk right. They're trying to close the gap, okay? And it's like they're persistent on this. It's like they're not giving up. But when you look at the Ten of Pentacles, you're talking about your self-reflection in who you are in terms of this relationship. Even if it's not a relationship right now, you're looking at it, especially with the Eight of Pentacles going, that's not me. I don't get involved with people like this. I don't get involved with situations like this. This is not who I am. But they're I think, the ones who are being extremely persistent here. Now, this, though, let me just say, and this is going to be for those of you who are dealing with, and I really think that this is going to be like a workplace kind of situation. You are dealing with somebody who's being very persistent. And they are really wanting to have this connection with you, even if you're not out in the open about this relationship, because it's like intensified here between the Nine of Pentacles and the High Priestess. But the Tower could definitely suggest that you're getting involved with a situation that you know is not going to go anywhere, but it may be coming to an end if the secret is revealed or that secret information comes out, and that may be where financial issues start to become a problem. I would just say, for those of you who are dealing with somebody who's pursuing you at work, be careful about that. Now, on the other hand, the financial issue may be coming in with this other person if they have to go through a divorce, separation, whatever, because we're definitely looking at something that comes to an end here. And it could be because of secret information that comes out, right? But I think that you already know that there's someone else involved. Okay. The Ace of Swords. You're talking about truth and trust. Now, there may be this feeling of trust being built up between you and your partner here, because there is more warmth, more love, more understanding with the Three of Pentacles. And I think that, first of all, with the Six of Wands, I don't think that this is about playing games here. I think that, you know, you're really trying to put yourself out there for this person, or they're doing this with you, because there is some level of trust that is being built up. But why is it that we needed to find trust in the first place? You know what I'm saying? But things are looking like they're getting better, like I can trust this person again. So somebody is putting themselves out there for the relationship. And then with Judgment, we're clearing things out. All these things are being cleared out. The problem is that somebody is having trouble with this connection. So even if somebody is getting you to try to trust them and they're putting themselves out there, you may be the one here that just is having a hard time. You want to have this new beginning. But, you know, again, I go back to this, right? And that holds a lot of importance. But with the Ace of Cups, you know, you're talking about a new start in this relationship where there is love, there's the emotional connection, the good feelings that come along with this, right? But I wonder if some of you aren't like hesitant on whether or not you can actually trust this person, you know? especially if there were issues and, you know, these like dependency issues. Now it could be that you don't want to get involved in this and have to deal with somebody who is codependent on you or you them, right? And then the Ace of Wands. You know, there is very much an opportunity here to get the passion back here, let go of the past. But I think that as far as the Four of Swords goes, you know, we're talking about a relationship that can't be forced. You can't force somebody to feel or do something that they're not comfortable with, right? And it's like you try, but we just can't make it happen. But you're still looking at two, you know, new beginnings here where the passion and the emotion is coming back through. But somebody gets lazy and they don't like follow through. And I think that that may be the problem here. So even though they're putting themselves out there, they're not doing what they say they're going to do. We're trying to clear out everything from the past, but how can you do that if they're continuing to act the same way? Because you're talking about, you know, somebody who's just kind of like not putting forth the effort that they should be. And that may be the problem. But as far as the past and being able to trust again, it's going to have to do with the fact that they were not giving you the attention that you felt like you needed or wanted. And clearly you're upset about the relationship. You know this. And I think that they're trying to show more compassion, more understanding. But the way that they're putting themselves forward, it's just not, they need to do more is what I feel like. They need to start doing more in order to clear out the issues from the past where you felt like you weren't getting what you needed from them. But there's definitely an opportunity here to kind of start things over within this relationship, right? But we need to be careful about where the codependency issues are coming through. You know, you don't want to be dealing with a person here who's not actually dealt with their addictions. And like I said, you don't want to be emotionally dependent on another person, you know, especially with the Six of Pentacles kind of like coming through on this situation, right? So I think that for you, you're trying to trust them. It's like you're trying to, but everything coming out is indicating that things can start over, that things can be better. And I do see them trying, but they need to put in a little bit more effort is what I think.